Let's just start by saying, why are these numbers so important for people either owning a car right now or about to buy a car?
Well, so frequently when people are looking to buy a car, all they look at is the sticker price. And when they think of owning and operating costs, they might think about the gas mileage and think about what the fuel is. But for example, in a mid-size sedan, if you're only thinking fuel economy, that's 10.5 cents. However, it's 54 cents per mile. So that's 5 times higher than what it actually costs.
So you got to have your eyes wide open as you go into these deals.
Well, the main thing that we're seeing is that while the operational costs, that's your gas, your maintenance and things, are coming down, it's all that ownership costs, that's your insurance, depreciation values, taxes, registration fees, all that is going up. So that's countering it. Plus, on the gas side, we're not seeing as big of a drop as you might have anticipated because the EPA has come out with new standards last year on how they judge miles per gallon on a car. It's good for motorists. It's something we've been advocating for because it's more realistic when you go to buy a car, but that also means you're not getting as many miles of gallon as you might have thought you had been. Because this storm happened during the peak of the holiday season when planes were already pretty much full with people traveling for the holidays, it made it even more difficult for people to be rebooked on the other flights. But during Memorial Day weekend, we're going to jumpstart over 50,000 batteries. We're going to have to replace over 20,000. So one thing you can do is look, the things that connect to these terminals, if they're tight, that's good. That's your clamps. The other thing is, see all this corrosion? That's going to keep it from having a good connection. So if you start seeing stuff like this, you can clean it off.
How do you clean it?
You can buy solutions at your auto repair shop, and they also have knobs that you can put right on the terminals and rub it back and forth, and it'll help get the corrosion off.
But you want to make it clean to look like this one.
You want to make it clean so it looks new like this one.
And is there a point you should just replace the battery anyway?
They last about 3 to 5 years, so if you're nearing the end of that window, it's a good idea to take it into a shop or have AAA come out and check it for you.
You know, I see.
When I learned to drive, obviously a long time ago, we were taught to pump the brakes, but that doesn't hold true with the new cars.
Well, not really, because most cars have ABS these days. So if your car has ABS, it's already doing that for you. And actually, hitting the brakes is one of the worst things you can do in a skid. So what you want to do is, when you start to skid, the key thing is to face the direction that you want to go in, because your body, your feet, your hands are going to naturally steer the car that way. So that's the first thing. Then gently steer the car that way, and really don't hit the brakes unless you absolutely feel like you must. Slamming on the brakes is one of the worst things you can do in a skid.
That's going to cause you to spin.
Exactly.
Your study says that 2 out of 3 driver owners admit to engaging in distracting activities with their dog while driving. Like what?
Well, we see a lot of things. I mean, what was surprising is only 1 out of 3 admitted to doing it. But when we start saying, hey, do you ever pet your dog? Do you feed your dog? Do you play with your dog? Then you started seeing that 2 out of 3 are actually doing behaviors that could distract them. So you're seeing 50% of them are petting their dog. And you might not think that's very distracting, but most people also said, we put our dog in the back seat.
And
so you're reaching behind, exactly.
To play with Fido, exactly right.
Exactly. And then another scary thing is 1 out of 5 ride with their dog in their lap while they're driving.
That can't be good.
No, it's very dangerous. I mean, not only does having that dog in your lap going to be distracting to you, or it could get into the pedals, but if you are in a collision, that airbag deploys, the force of it will be devastating to the dog as well as the human being pushed into
I think that.
So what items out there should people know that they should have, and how will it help them?
Well, with your emergency kit, you have a lot of your standard items that you would keep in there year-round, such as jumper cables or a few hand tools and things such as that. But during the winter, you want to update that. So you want to put some things in there, such as some gloves and blankets, a few food items that's non-perishable, like granola bars, energy bars, some bottled water. And one thing that you might not think about is cat litter or sand for traction. In case you get stuck in the snow or ice, you can put that under your tire, and it'll help you get some traction to possibly get out of there. Another big thing is have a snow shovel. You can buy little small collapsible ones so they don't take up a lot of room, but that'll help dig your way out if you get stuck, or if you can't get unstuck, it'll help you clear snow away from your exhaust pipe so you don't have to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning while you're waiting for someone like AAA to come rescue you.
No, it's such great advice.
Now, you know, we talk about it a lot in the headlines, but very quickly, very simply, do not ever text and drive. The national spokesman is with us for this remarkable, interesting event you guys are doing. Tell us about it.
Well, we find that if you look away from the road for just 2 seconds, it doubles your chance of being in a crash. So we're asking tomorrow on 2-second turn-off day, take those 2 seconds before you start the car to shut off your phone.
Let's talk about some basics that teenagers may have missed before they make that drive to college.
So frequently when they're in high school, we sort of take care of them too much. So they don't know basic things like, where's the spare tire located? How do I put air in the tire? Or how do I even pump gas? And make sure you teach them all those basics before you send them off.
All right.
When should we be worried?
Well, this is going to be the most common thing you see, and that's just water, and that's okay.
This is fine.
Water is condensation coming off of your air conditioning unit. You live in a humid environment. That's fine.
Okay, green.
Coolant. It could be green. It could be blue. It could be orange or yellow. It comes in different colors. If you start to see that, that is something you want to get checked out.
Okay.
These two are the biggies, though. Transmission fluid and oil. These are flammable, so if they drip on something hot underneath the hood, it could catch on fire.
Okay, so you have to
then
look
you have
for
a danger.
red or clear.
Or like, and the main
pea
rule when
soup.
it comes to fluids is the more fluid that's dropping out, the bigger the problem you got. You got to get to the shop quicker.
Okay.
All right.